Hello everyone and welcome to the Hints of Hisui podcast. I'm Wolf Tycho and I'm here with Kane85 and Nurse Evie.
Hello, hello.
Is my
Hello.
camera still skewed? Sorry guys, I'm...
It's a technical difficulties episode. I can just tell you it's gonna be like that.
Yep.
It just be like that sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
For the
Mainly
longest
'cause-
time, I couldn't start a stream without one of 5 different tech issues happening, and
Now it's everybody else.
now I've brought my luck into the podcast or something. I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah, if you can't tell, my screen looks a little bit different. You guys can't really tell as much. I put a picture in voice text Kane of after and before, so that you can kind of know what I'm talking about.
You can actually see more of Wolf's face.
Yeah, and the background behind me isn't just the dark
Oh, is the
abyss.
first one the new one?
Yes.
The first one's
Okay,
the new
I was
one.
gonna say wait, is the second one the new one? Like that looks the same. Yeah. No, I can tell the difference.
Yeah, there's also a movie poster behind me, because I can just get movie posters for free now. Because I work in a movie theater.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, also, this is the only movie theater story I have to tell from the last 2 weeks. But, we have like 5 R-rated movies playing right now. Which, yeah, we started to get to have to deal with, you know, kids trying to sneak into them.
That's hilarious.
Love
And
it.
you know what one of those R-rated movies is right now?
Oh, what is that?
Terrifier 3.
Could not tell you anything
Damn.
about that movie.
It is the most gore porn movie of all movies.
Hey, yo.
See, I
put it
like a
that
good
way.
horror movie, but I'm too medical and analytical. Gore porn is one of the worst things to me. I
Are
can't.
you
I can't
guys
stand it.
showing... Andy, are you guys showing a movie called Megalopolis at all?
Oh yeah.
Dude, my like work friends have been talking about that movie nonstop because it's just apparently such a wild movie, and not
Yeah.
that good from
Oh.
my understanding. Other than the one work friend who thinks it's secretly a masterpiece. Everybody else hates it. I've not seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I did see the Superman
got Aubrey
documentary
Plaza.
recently. Have I seen any other movies recently? No. But yeah, what was the reason we all couldn't be in the last episode? It's been a long 2 weeks.
Everyone had scheduling issues.
Oh right,
and
I had to work. That was it.
I had a wedding over the weekend, and then other various social outings, I suppose, that I will not be going into further detail on.
Fair.
How much of it was
Yeah.
alcohol based?
What kind of how am I supposed to answer this question? Like,
How
yes,
much alcohol did you end up drinking
at the wedding or just in general?
in general?
Okay, so for like the Tuesday through Thursday outings, I had 1 drink, so normal.
Okay.
But okay, let take a step back. Like, I don't normally drink during the week. Like, I am
Yeah.
not an alcoholic. Trust me. It runs in the family, but not me.
Good.
The wedding, on the other hand, oh yes, just yes,
Yeah.
so much.
All right.
It was so fun. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the weekend I had homecoming.
Fun.
Yeah, I sent you guys a video from it. I don't know if anyone saw it, because I know y'all were
s-
busy.
I saw it. It was the next day that I saw it.
Yeah.
But hell yeah,
Yeah.
you like
Fucking killed that shit.
you did. And I know
Yeah,
some of that's just like skills from ballet and everything, but
Oh, yeah.
damn.
No, I was the only one there that danced. I mean, there was another group that was like a girl grinding on a guy, but we don't talk about that. That's not
Hey!
dancing.
How quickly did the teachers have to break it up? That's what I want to know.
I don't know, because I don't think the teachers could get to them because of this. Like, the entire room was circled around them.
Oh. Okay. That's
But
not what I want to hear. You're forming a mosh pit around that is not
yeah.
not what I want to hear.
But yeah, you guys know KSI's new song, right? The one that's being memed for being terrible?
I have seen people talk about it. I will not once ever choose to hear it though.
Yeah, that was the first song that was playing at homecoming when I
That's
walked in.
wild.
The first.
I mean, get it out of the way. Get the shit out of the way. I mean,
But
I
I'm just like,
guess.
so valid.
but like, why are we playing it at all? Especially because most of the songs were like from the 2000s and like 2010s. And then we just had that.
Someone probably like requested it or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Did you have like an actual
But,
real DJ, or did you have like the
uh,
like a parent or a teacher that like
No, I think we had
has
a
iTunes
DJ.
open?
I mean, we had light. We had like lights going. The music was
That's
so loud that you could not think. But
that?
like, there was
Okay,
no
that's
dancing.
that sounds like a real. Well,
Yeah.
there's never any
Close enough
dancing
to a
at like
real.
homecoming or prom or anything like that. Well, I guess prom
Yeah.
maybe.
No.
Maybe. But like, there was no dancing. It was just people kind of like awkward teenagers standing around, like walking around talking with people and taking pictures with each other. That was
Nobody was,
basically
like-
all homecoming was.
Nobody was like jumping at all.
Oh no.
What? That's what you. I feel like that's what I did. That's what everybody did at my high school dances. We just like jumped.
Alright. But before I went to homecoming, I went out with a group of friends and we went to Fogo de Show. Fogo de Chão, however you say
Oh
it.
yeah. I bet
But,
that was good.
Yeah, but you remember my eating thing, Kane?
Oh yeah.
So I've never had meat, like real meat, before that. Like only like sandwich meat. And
Okay.
like it was an odd experience. I didn't try to like overload myself with just a bunch of meat. I just wanted
Good.
to ease my body into it because, you know, that makes sense. But like it felt like my body didn't know what to do with it.
Hmm.
Like it was very odd. It wasn't that I disliked it, it was just a new experience.
Yeah.
You might be the first person ever at Fogo de Chão to not overeat. Like, like that. That's just like what you do at Fogo de Chão. I feel like normally, but yeah. I don't know. Glad you tasted. I don't know. Probably some sort of steak.
Yeah. And then after homecoming, I went to an after party, and it was funny. When I was talking to my parents, they were like, "It's so funny hearing you go to an after party." I'm like, "Wow."
That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah. But then
Like-
after the...
Am I proud? I don't know. Am I proud of your parents for encouraging you to spread your wings a little more, or am I concerned?
No, my parents did that to me too. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, you're going to a party? That sounds so fun." And then they heard what happened at the party, and they were like, "Do not go to another party."
No, there weren't any alcoholic drinks. We did get some soda, though. We didn't really drink much. I
Wait, you're
showed them, like,
telling
the
me-
short...
You're telling me nobody at this after party had any alcohol?
Well, there also weren't many of us.
Oh, okay. Because like the after parties that
It
I
was
went
a-
to were like the entire grade is there.
Oh, yeah, no, not that. It was like a small group of friends.
Okay, that's different then.
Yeah, I showed off the short film I made over the summer. They liked it. They played some Mario Kart.
Nice.
And
Nice.
No Burial
then-
Card SMH.
then... Nah. And then 3 of us went to the after party.
The fuck?
What, were you not cool enough to go to the after party?
Bro, my senior year, I didn't even go to the after party because I knew exactly what it was about to be.
Nah,
The
there wasn't.
after party for me was just bedtime.
Yeah, I didn't
Even
get
at
home
18.
I didn't get home until like 1:30, and I left the house at 4 p.m. So I was away for like 13 and a
There
half
you
hours.
go. There you go.
Hell
If
yeah.
you go to college, be ready to have more experiences like that.
Yeah. But no, the after party, still wasn't any alcohol or anything like that. No drugs. I get enough of that from something else. But I mean, there was some weird, like in the after party, like high school humor, you know,
Of
that kind
course.
of rubbed me the wrong way. But you know, you have to sacrifice a bit of your moral code just to have social outings at this age, at least.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever
That's just
stops.
how it
Maybe it
is.
stops when you graduate college, but
Oh,
No.
well, that's sad. Okay. But
mean,
other
they
than
did.
that, other than that, for updates, since I guess I'm just going into updates about my life in the last 2 weeks, which also, it's like for last week's episode, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have so much to talk about. And now I have another week's of stuff to talk about, so I just don't know how I'm gonna catch up. Rainfall joined the Doki Doki Pokemon Club team.
yay,
Nice.
Riley! Let's go,
Officially.
Riley!
So it's now Rainfall, me, Aldo, and Thomas.
I think that's pretty good, pretty solid lineup.
Yeah. And then I also recently just posted on Blue Sky a look at the custom battle UI I've been making.
Oh fuck, that's right. I need to make a Blue Sky account. I was going to.
Which, yeah, the whole community has been collectively, like, migrating over to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm
which
glad,
actu-
because I already left Twitter.
Yeah. Actually, we've never talked about, or we've never mentioned, like, do we want to have like a specific Hints of Hisui like Twitter or Blue Sky account?
We could totally do that. Just do it on
We
Blue Sky
could.
at this point.
Well, yeah, Blue
Yeah.
Sky. We can. I don't see a reason not to.
Like, that's something that I've been thinking about for like the longest time, ever since like all of the like announcement posts have always been on Wolf's Twitter, and it's like we don't use a hashtag, we don't use
We don't.
like we don't have like
We don't have
think-
brand synergy.
Actually, I might be the only. Did I, when I posted it, did I put the hashtag?
I think you did have a hashtag,
I
and I was
did.
like,
I
I was
just,
like, oh.
I'm like the most, well, not the most, but like I'm such a boomer Twitter user. I like never use hashtags at all.
Oh, neither do I. Don't feel bad about it. And I'm Gen Z, so. Oh wait,
mean,
no,
I'm
we're all
also
Gen Z,
Gen Z.
right? Yeah.
No, I'm a millennial. I'm the millennial using the hashtag.
I mean, you're not on Facebook. I mean, maybe you're on Facebook. But
I have 2 Facebook accounts, one with my legal name and one as a different name.
okay, never mind.
But yeah, other than that, so yeah, Doki Doki Pokemon Club, Blue Sky, anything else? I mean, that's the major stuff. What about you guys? Oh wait, no, actually, about last episode, I was just, you know, casually listening to it while, like, brainstorming some stuff, working on projects, and I just hear Ethy just, you know, mention my name.
Oh yeah, about your keyboard.
About my keyboard, yep.
Yeah,
Oh, the
I
clickety
definitely
clackety.
I mean it with peace and love. Your keyboard is incredibly loud, and it hurt my ears when I was hearing the very loud. Hope my microphone picks this up.
I
You can hear it.
Okay.
No, here, let me turn off noise cancel. Wait, where the hell's Discord? Okay,
And
this
I
goes
think
back.
I think some of it's because I was in the car instead of like my usual like headphones or earbuds. I'm gonna blame that, but definitely. Wolf, do we want to?
There we
Oh
go.
my
Now you can hear
god.
it.
That shit's so high.
Hey, I had to turn off noise suppression and like turn
Oh.
up my mic sensitivity for you to
It's
hear
like very like clacky.
it. Yeah.
less
Mm.
I don't know.
clicky.
I like it. It gives me like a typewriter feel when I,
I mean,
type it. With
honestly, like if you enjoy the way your keyboard sounds, I think that's what really matters.
Yeah.
it. Like if it's quiet, it feels like I'm not actually pressing it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't really like keyboards like that. So I like it, but
What's fair?
okay, now I think that's everything.
Oh, I wanted to shout out. Who was it? PKMZ822. Keikaku means plan.
It does.
That
I
that
don't-
that warmed my heart to see them say that. It's like, oh, you actually watched until close to the end. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And what's even weirder about that is I don't recognize who that is, which normally I do in the comments.
Yeah, that's also
is that
surprising.
not
Like,
Pikachu Mazinga?
that's what we want.
Is that not Maz
Wait, is that not?
from Tower of Ashes and Starfall?
Oh wait, is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't.
I mean, hey, if that's just
If
new
I'm
people
wrong-
finding our
Hey.
content, then hey, that's more people seeing our content. I don't see a problem.
I
with
don't
this.
think it is. I think our entire audience base, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I think our entire audience base is just EV Expo.
We are very EV Expo coded. That's true.
Yeah. We need to start
Even
talking to
though,
like Renko or Kat and be like, "Hey, you wanna retweet
We
our
need
stuff a
to-
little more often?"
Do I need to
Man.
send a message to Ronco?
We need
Repost
to,
all of our
like-
shit.
Yeah. We'll be actively covering the EV Expo when it happens.
Which
The
also, I
EV
don't know if
Expo
we can.
TM.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if we can. Can we talk about when we were like initially like starting the podcast talks with about that? Can we
I'd
talk
rather
about
not
it?
talk about that personally.
Okay.
I mean, everybody knows that we're like obviously we are all community members at EV Expo, so we did have discussions with the EV Expo staff before we started the podcast, just to like make them aware. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know since I'm not involved behind the scenes how much is allowed to be said or not.
I always just err on the side of caution. Like I could probably yap way more about the goings on, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, just to be
That
safe.
makes sense. Yeah. Don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Well, if I'm getting
Yeah.
anybody in trouble, it's myself. So.
Exactly. We don't want anyone to get in trouble, including you. Alright, what about...
Ethan, you better talk because I feel like I'm gonna
Yes,
take
I'm-
a good
Okay,
long while
so
to yap.
I haven't really done much this week except I finally got my 14 subscription back, so I can start grinding up some of my levels, and I'm very excited about that.
Oh, Final Fantasy, okay.
Yeah. But I don't think I've really done anything outside of that. I'd have to look at a calendar. There's a calendar. No, I don't think like the joys and pains of my current life situation is I don't do much these days. Like it's 3 days
Okay.
of I wake up, I go to work, I get home, I die. I wake up in a cold sweat, realize I have to go back to work, and then repeat until Thursday morning. I'm done with my work. I go home and we see when I wake up, if I wake up. And then I just stream. Assuming I wake up Thursday.
Fair. Oh, have you been playing any games? I forgot to talk about the games I've been playing.
Just 14 and whatever I'm streaming. Which, hey, if I finish A Star in the Desert this week, which by the time this goes up,
Hopefully.
I will be finishing A Star in the Desert when this goes up. So hopefully if I finish it this week, next week, I'll be playing non-Pokemon. I'll be streaming non-Pokemon games for an entire week for once. I think.
Wow.
Imagine
Yeah, I
that.
just
Imagine not streaming
started
Pokemon.
playing. I just started playing A Star in the Desert myself in order to get ready for the next podcast episode talking about it. And for me, what I find impressive and like interesting and what I'm liking about it is like, since I've started using PSDK, playing it and going, how is this made? Like, I really want to be able to just look at the project file and like examine it and see like how it works. I can't, but I want to. And that's what I find cool about it.
Ronco
Like,
is
the
a
writing-
Pistic expert, so
Yeah. So, like, the writing isn't exactly, like, my kind of thing. That's the thing I've kind of realized with writing. It's like everyone kind of... There are some bad writers, but, like, for the most part, there aren't bad writers. There's writers that focus on different things, and the people who like their things focus on the same thing the writers focus on.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, like,
I will
Ronco's
say,
writing focuses on very different stuff than my writing does, for instance.
yeah, I will say I don't know how much writing Ronco did versus like how much writing Mashi did, but like they do have very similar writing styles, and it's like very distinct compared to like a lot of the other writing styles and like other fan games. Like for you, Andy, for example, like they have a very different writing style from you, and you can tell when you play the game. Not that one style is better or worse, you can just tell it's different.
No.
Yeah.
And it brings a different experience, different feel to the game.
Kenny also has a different feel, at least to me. I don't know how
Yeah.
similar his feel is to Ronko or Mashi. I haven't played enough Ronko or Mashi games to be able to say one way or the other.
Go play 10 guy and then let me know when you hit the one side quest. You'll know it. You'll know what side quest it is when you hit it.
The one side quest?
The
Alright,
one.
then.
The side
No, there's
quest
more than one
TM.
side quest. There's like a specific side quest I'm waiting for you to hit. If anybody's watching and knows the side quest I'm talking about, let us know in the comments. Let me know what side quest I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, the Hints of Hisui has a new icon now.
Oh?
Well,
Yeah?
it's not new, like, recently. It was, like, a couple weeks ago. But since I haven't been here for a couple weeks, I haven't been able to talk about it.
This
was
is
'cause-
to me.
You didn't realize it yet on the YouTube channel?
No,
I didn't.
it has it. Oh,
Because,
oh, it's the full word and
It's our name.
yeah.
The full name and oh,
Yeah, Zafre commented about how it's, like, the only podcast he watched that doesn't have, like, the name in the icon. And I was like, oh, that's a thing? Okay. Because I just don't really listen to podcasts.
mm-hmm.
And so, I changed it. It's nothing big, it's just,
Big enough.
yeah. Who knows, maybe that's why the last episode did really well, is because of our new icon. That's totally the reason why.
Definitely the reason why, and definitely we can go with just that and not and not me and my incredible yapping skills. And
I
by
mean, it's easy to
incredible,
yap
I
when
don't
you have
know.
something to talk about.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say
you
to
guys-
Cade earlier.
Like, that's the thing,
Mr.
like, I can't... Like, I wouldn't be able to do an episode because I don't have anything to yap about.
What if you had something to yap about?
Oh, then I could. Most likely.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could yap for 50 minutes straight.
I don't know, I could probably go for an hour and a half.
Like, y'all
I really
really
pushed
should
it?
not be listening to to me, yeah, for 50 minutes. Like,
Isn't that like your streams though?
no, but I'm like
Yeah.
playing the game so you can watch me play the game. And you can hear Liam and Noah talk as well.
So
All right,
we
well-
could just replace me and Wolf with Liam and I just blanked on his name. I'm
No,
so sorry.
no. I'm not
Noah.
saying that. I'm not saying that.
But there's definitely a heavy implication
What?
that
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just being mean.
But yeah, sorry for interrupting you. Anything? Do you have anything else?
I don't think so. No.
It's
Alright,
my
okay.
turn now.
Yeah.
See, y'all are talking about these things called video games. I've literally not touched one in about 2 weeks. Trust me, I wish it was different. Like you guys talking about how you, or like Ethi at least talking about how you have like nothing going on. It like I do enjoy being busy, but also I need like breaks, and I have not had a break. Like literally I streamed Tuesday, and that was my first time in over a week streaming, and I'm not streaming again until Saturday at the very earliest. It might be Sunday, it might be Monday, we don't know. But yeah, so if I go if I turn the clock all the way back to last Tuesday, I went to trivia with my friends. Then Wednesday, Thursday are the two social outings that I will not comment on. Then Friday I leave because it's not a destination wedding, but the wedding was in a different city than from where I live. So we get there, we are staying in like so this is like a super bougie wedding too. It's at like one of probably the most expensive hotel in the entire city. The other, not my family, the other family is apparently loaded, so no problem for them, I guess.
Damn.
But we were not about to pay the rates at that hotel. Half of my family probably wouldn't have even gone if they had forced us to stay there. So we got this like massive Airbnb like compound that most of like my family that was not part of the wedding party stayed in. So that was like super fun. Other than the fact that like if you've been to like any big city, the way they make these things massive is they make them super tall. So it's like this really like thin like building, and there's 4 floors. So of course, me, my sister, and her boyfriend stay on the top floor, and the top floor is like more of like a loft. It's just one giant room. So every time the main gathering area was on the 2nd floor. So every time we want to go down to the main gathering area to get something to eat, something to drink, anything, we would like have to go down 2 flights of stairs. Every time we wanted to go out the door, we would have to go down 3 flights of stairs. Every time we got back in the house, we'd have to go up 3 flights of stairs. So
Ugh.
let's just say I didn't have time to go to the gym and do leg day last week, but that's okay because my leg day was going up and down a bunch of stairs the entire
Your
time.
leg day was just trying to survive.
Yeah. But yeah, that was super fun. We had some like we found some like really good food. I don't want to like give away, well, no, whatever. I won't give it away. But we had some like really good food that is like specific to that city. So that was really cool. It was excellent. The wedding itself was like probably one of the most fun weddings I've ever been to. Especially considering the fact that I think it's like the 2nd wedding I've been to since I've been 21. So, yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was really fun. Or 3rd, probably. Yeah, whatever. But it was really nice. The hotel like is in fact like super bougie. The ceremony was interesting to say the least. I don't know. I'm just never a big fan of like the wedding ceremonies, and I think the dude who was doing the wedding was a little interesting, but the rest of it was really good. Probably the best meal I've ever had at a wedding.
Bad interesting.
I just like, so maybe this is just because I do Twitch and YouTube, but like I feel like it is really like this dude stuttered a lot when he was like,
Ooh.
and he was like reading off a sheet of paper. So I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, obviously I'm here. Obviously I still stutter from time to time, but like, if I'm reading a script, like I'm not gonna stutter. Like I'll just read it cleanly, you know. And I was like,
Yeah.
are you sure you picked the right guy for the job here?
Yeah, that's
Like he obviously like he knew the bride and groom really well, and that part was like irreplaceable, right? And I completely understand why they picked him, but he did like stutter. He was probably pretty nervous, understandably so.
Yeah.
But yeah. Best food I think I've ever had at a wedding. It was slow roasted filet mignon, which is like, when the fuck do you get filet mignon at a fucking wedding? Like,
Yeah, seriously.
and there was like this little layer of like short rib below the filet, so it was like, yeah, it was so good. It was the first time I'd ever like willingly eaten like mushrooms as like whole mushrooms, not as like part of something. I think mushrooms are pretty disgusting when they're just like mushrooms, you know. Maybe I'm just out here and you guys disagree with me, but like super good. They had this like live band play for like 2 hours too before they had a DJ go, and the live band was so incredible. It was insane. They were so good. Like
Nice.
I've obviously been to like concerts where it's like, I don't know, like a professional artist, but these guys were so good. They had like great like audience interaction because there's only like, I don't know, 100 200 of us there. It's like, I don't know, it was really fun. And they killed it. They played all the white people songs and we all went crazy. Yeah. After the wedding, obviously not great, but we don't talk about that. Should I talk about this week?
We can talk about the hangovers.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. Yeah, and then this week I had my fantasy basketball draft because that starts next week. I picked a guy and not 1 hour later did he get injured, so
Oh. Love that.
So fun. And then yeah, Tuesday I streamed, and then Wednesday I had another social outing that I will not talk about. And now we're here.
Now we're here.
I'm sorry, dude. I wish I was more free. I wish I had more time to just relax. It's been nonstop for me, I feel like.
Happens to the
Thank
best
you
of
guys
us.
for letting me talk because I needed to just talk, I think.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, Cade, you're one of the people I can talk about the flavor with. Can't talk like Wolf. I'm sorry, you're about to like. We're gonna have like just a little bit about. I want to talk about the flavor because it's Mike's Harder Cranberry mixed with oh shoot, what is it called? Cucumber lime Gatorade. And that was the weirdest beverage I have ever ingested in my life. Because it seriously does not it tastes like you're supposed to taste something there. But it's like there.
Sorry, we're about to make this an alcohol podcast. I'm just bringing it
All
up.
right.
Okay, so like,
I mean, we've talked about weirder.
so, you're not wrong. So like,
Yeah.
Mike's Harder is like what, like 8%?
It was like 8 or 9%. Yeah.
8 or 9, and like you're mixing that with something that's like 0. So it's like, how strong even is that?
To me, weirdly, it was really strong to me.
Okay. That sounds like a
But I
wild
think
combo.
some
I
of
would
that's
never
like-
I would never do that. That sounds, anything with pickle flavoring or cucumber flavoring, not for me.
Like I would say try it just to try it for the sake of like, it was
No, I've
it
tried
was so
cucumber.
strange.
Actually,
It was so weird. I don't
Actually, one of
know
the-
how like
sorry.
I don't know how to describe it. I don't know if there's a way to describe it.
Interesting. Funnily enough, probably the worst drink I've ever had was no comment on my age at this time, but I was in college, and we had cucumber flavored vodka, and we like drank a little bit of a Gatorade bottle and then filled the rest of it with the cucumber vodka, lemon lime Gatorade, cucumber vodka. Absolutely foul. It's just no, horrible
Good to know.
Never ever. Oh, and at the wedding when I was asking for my Moscow Mule, that was like 50% vodka. Like these guys were mixing aggressively, which I mean is what you do at a wedding. So
Yeah.
All right. Well,
sorry, Andy.
since we
Sorry,
have
we
like
can-
2 big topics, should we move on to those? Now that we're
Yeah, let's talk about
we should
Pokemon.
probably. So before we get into the big thing that has been like has been swallowing the why can't I think of how to say this?
Encompassing.
It's been taking over the community for like
Of course.
since the 12th. Before we get into that, the jam results for at least the judges have come out, and if you haven't, vote for the community spotlight.
wait,
How
the
many
jam?
days?
The jam results didn't take over the community? Did I miss something?
No,
No, the greater Pokemon community. Unfortunately.
Sorry, I had to make the joke.
but when is the community votes due? I think it's a week after, so that's
It'll probably be like
Sunday,
2 or
so
3
2
days. 2 or 3
Yeah,
days
so
from
you
when
have
this
2
comes out.
days. Vote, please. I'm not gonna
Go vote.
pressure you for any game in particular, but you know.
After
Anyways.
if you've only listened to what we've said, you have your own opinions, and maybe some of those opinions are good.
Please don't take our opinions as what you're voting for.
No.
Take my opinions as what you're voting for.
Sure, yeah. No, just don't take mine at least.
No, if a
I don't want to
game
be
doesn't have
responsible for a game-winning spotlight.
just if it doesn't have overworld shadows, don't vote for it, okay?
That's wild.
Which I know does not include Berserk, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I was gonna say. Your
It's a
game
sacrifice I am willing to make.
You can vote for 4 games.
Yeah.
So I'll admit Berserk was one of my 4.
I mean, I was gonna say the ones I vote for, but I just don't want that to sway, like, any one way.
fair.
I'm not gonna say
Granted,
who
I
I
don't-
voted for either.
I'll talk. I don't even know if I
we
want to
have
talk about it
that much pull.
afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
afterwards we can talk about it.
Well, I don't even
I
know if I
don't
want
know.
to talk about it afterwards
Yeah, I don't
because
know
it
either.
could like hurt some feelings. I
Oh,
don't know.
mine won't hurt feelings. I just feel like I don't know. Some people would get. Okay, here's what I'll say right now. I only voted for 3 games. I didn't vote for 4.
Oh.
More so because I feel like it is unfair for me to vote for a game that I have not played yet.
You've played more than 3 games.
Valid.
Yes, and I would not give all of the games that I've played a vote for
Damn.
Spotlight.
Fair.
Not that those games that I didn't vote for aren't good. I just don't think they're at the level of Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Um,
fair.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I know one of the games you voted for at least.
What? I feel like
Yeah.
2 should be pretty obvious. I mean, in fact, I would argue all 3 would be obvious, but
Really? Well, I also haven't heard all your opinions for all of them. You haven't played Slowpoke Shack yet, right?
that is correct.
Okay.
I think a lot of the games that like I would consider my fourth vote for, and even I would almost go as far as to say, had I played every single Jam game at this point, I would probably drop one of the games that I voted for, and then add.
Wow, I
two
can't believe
others
you hate Berserk like that.
based on. That was not the game I was talking about. Based on my perceived quality of everything that I think has happened so far, but.
That's fair.
Yeah, I've done this. I did this. I've done this multiple times where I don't vote. I don't use all of my votes because it's not like I don't know. It just feels wrong to me, and I know that ends up with some games getting more or less votes than they probably deserve. But just me, like, I don't know. It's like a moral thing for me. I don't know.
That's fair.
I get you.
Yeah, I honestly chose games even though, like, I chose games that I don't think will get a spotlight, but that I personally like, because, I don't know, I just know, because I know there are going to be some games that get a lot of votes, and I don't want to just inflate that number that I already know is going to be high.
That's fair.
I think the
Push a
votes
little
can
more
be.
for an
I feel like
underdog.
Last Jam was pretty surprising though in terms of votes.
Yeah, Abstract honestly surprised me, mainly because, it was so close to not winning.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to find what the votes were last time, and like, yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of like, part of the reason is because I feel like I'd be like a hypocrite if like, one of my big things is like, because I know a bunch of normies are out here voting for games that their favorite YouTubers have played, but they haven't played for themselves. They're literally like
Damn.
judging the book by its cover, and I feel like that's how a lot of Jam games get
I don't
done.
think that's happened as much lately, though. Like, if I look in Last Jam, like, I don't...
That's true.
I think it was almost like the opposite. Like, not opposite. Last Jam proved that not to be true, because, like, Abstract got a lot of online attention. That got tied with Flower Jam, which didn't get as much attention.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
And then even, like, Legends of the Johto incident, which didn't have much online attention, got 13, only 3 less than Abstract.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not Last Jam, but like, I feel like generally my point still stands. And if I'm going to tell people to not vote for games that they haven't played, I can't vote for games that I haven't played, even though I feel like I know that they will probably at the end of the day would have like deserved my vote.
Fair.
But the first thing that, like, stuck out to me, especially because I've only been doing these jams since 2020, when they've been booming, is there were only 2 judge spotlights.
Sorry, keep going.
Which I messaged about in the EV Expo Discord server. It was like, that kind of caught me off guard, that, you know, especially because normally it's at least 3, sometimes I think it went up to 4 one time. Obviously, I wasn't expecting 4 because there were less entries, but I was like, it kind of caught me off guard that there were only 3, especially because I feel like there were more than 2 games that deserve a pretty much seal of quality. Like, I feel like there were more than 2 games that deserved that. And so that's why I kind of said that, but then basically they replied and were like, the reason why is, yes, in the last couple jams it's been 3, but that's also because overall there are more games that... There were more games that came out in those jams compared to this one. This jam is more comparable to earlier Relic Castle jams, which did only have 2 judge spotlights. And I looked into that, that was true, I'm like, okay, that's fair. And
Wait,
Cat also...
That one of the jams that Hunter and Raymond won? Hunter and Raymond only won a spotlight because that jam was not great in terms of games released. And all the good games, the judges were the devs.
Oh.
Uh,
And then for the talk about, like, there were more games that deserve a seal of quality than 2, it was like, Kat talked about how in the past, people apparently have complained about all the good games get taken up by a judge spotlight. Which, I don't know how I feel about that, but
I don't
alright,
really
that's
agree
how...
I like
Movie
so
Expo
not that I don't
feels.
agree with Kat. Like Kat is just responding to what the community is saying.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the community.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if that's... I
Like, I
understand
think-
not wanting to... And, like, listening to the community, but I'm just like, in this case, I'm like, no... Because also, of course, they're gonna choose the good games. That's kind of the point of that.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But I guess
don't
some of it could
think-
also be like, if you can tell that there's still a lot of like hard work and dedication and passion that just fell just a little short. I think that's something else that the judges are probably also keeping in consideration, maybe.
Maybe? I don't know, because, okay, spoiler alert. Oh god, 1 second. I messed it with the camera.
Or no.
Okay, I think it's good. But, like, also, if you guys can't tell, Berserk did not win a spotlight, which I honestly kind of called. A, because Kay talked about how, from what he was hearing, they weren't gonna get the, judge spotlights that he was expecting, and he said that right after saying he would pick Berserk as a judge spotlight if he had any choice involved. And so I went, okay, that's not a
I don't
great
think
sign.
I ever
On top of,
did. I ever say I was gonna pick. I said Berserk was one of my favorite, and it was in competition for a spotlight. I don't think I ever said.
I minced
pick
words
it
a
as a
bit there,
spotlight.
but yeah. No, you were saying, like, that would be up there for you. Yes, you are correct.
It could have been any of the other games too that I was talking about.
Well, yes, but that was on top of, I kind of already had a feeling to begin with just because of who the judges are. They're not... And also, I had seen a lot of the judges play the game. I had seen Kenny play it. I had seen Sauce play it. Who else were judges?
Lux, Fox.
Was Mashi? No, okay. Lux, Fox, and Endless. Lux, I know, saw Cade play it once and was in chat, and he seemed to respond somewhat positively for that little bit. Fox, I don't have enough information on. Kinda same with Endless here on his opinion, but just based off of, like, Kenny and Sauce. Sauce got enjoyment out of it, but it didn't seem like one that he would, like, advocate for. Which are almost what spotlights are. Like, it didn't seem like his kind of thing. It seemed like he enjoyed it, he appreciated some aspects for what they were, but he was, like, advocating for it, especially because I was talking about, like, personally, this is, like, my favorite, like, horror Pokemon game. I feel like it does it the best that I've seen. And so I was like, I wouldn't say that. And so I went, okay, that's not a good sign. And then Kenny, I mean, me and Kenny just have very different writing styles. And also, when he played it, the fact that the player died got spoiled for him, so a lot of the, like, interesting factor of playing through the story kind of got ruined for him. And so that's why I was like that, on top of Sauce, on top, like, it was just one of those things where I could kind of see the writing on the wall, on top of what Cade was talking about. I just kind of had a feeling. I was like, I could be wrong, I could be surprised. I don't see Berserk getting a spotlight, but I also didn't really care. Because as time has kind of progressed, I'm like, I made the game I wanted to make. I would like other people to like it, of course. But, like, ultimately when I write, I want to write stories that, like, I want to see.
Yeah, and that's the important part.
And while looking at Berserk, there are some flaws. It could have been better. It could have used a bit more time in the oven. Sure. But that also doesn't decrease the good parts that are there to me.
That's what my parents told me about myself.
Oh.
sorry. I should not be laughing at that, but that was so funny.
But I mean, other than that, Slowpoke Shack, I mean, that obviously wasn't getting a spotlight because Kenny made it. A Star in the
Yeah.
Desert surprised me that it didn't get one.
I'm
'Cause none
also
of the-
shocked that A Star in the Desert did not get a spotlight.
Isn't Renko? No.
Nope, Ronko
No,
and
not.
Mashi were both not judges.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think there's just prejudice against PSDK games. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe.
Potentially, I don't know.
They're just, they're just like,
That's,
PSDK
that's
game.
what the theory is going to be until proven otherwise.
Yeah, they
I mean,
gotta.
a
Wait, I
PSDK
feel like
game
there has
did
to be a
win a
PSDK.
spotlight last jam.
But was it a judge spotlight?
Yes.
Oh, never mind then. Dang it, I was gonna stir up some controversy to get people to watch the podcast.
I'd gum it.
But still, if you wanted to.
I mean, it could. I mean, other than that, I don't know if there are any other, like... Shiny Island, I could have seen gotten a spotlight. Just because of the devs, I haven't played it. But, like, if I saw that as one of the spotlights, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know. I think for me, the two that I was... me saying, like, I'm surprised these didn't win is me more so being like, if there were more spotlights, like, I would expect these to have been given it. Those two, for me, for the games that I have played, are Berserk and A Star in the Desert. I can say that I would also, like, expect Slowpoke Shack, maybe, to get one, and, like, Shiny Island to get one as well, but I have not played those games. And I think there are... I also have heard rumblings about All Things It Devours, that's pretty good as well.
I've heard
That's
some
alright.
good words about that, too.
So those are kind of
When I played it, it was definitely missing some bits.
interesting.
Oh, was it before the update?
It was before the update, which
Oh,
is
okay. Never mind.
also
then.
what they
Now-
go off
now that
of
makes sense why
is
I didn't win.
what, like, they have to go off of what was posted day one.
They have to go
Updates.
off of 1.0. Yeah.
Sorry, they don't exist, which definitely hurt that game. 'Cause I played it early, and it was definitely needed that little bit more time in the oven, like I did.
I mean, and like, by me saying, like, none of the other ones that I think should have gotten a spotlight or I was surprised by, just because I didn't say it doesn't mean I didn't like the game. Forgotten Saint, I think, had some really cool elements from what I played. Perilous Heights, I know a lot of people liked. Samsara, I really liked. Five Nights with Eevees, I liked. Like,
Yeah.
Five Nights at Eevees, I love that, like, even if it doesn't get much more, it deserves more attention, or at least more admiration for being something different.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
they
I feel
went
like
with
that goes
something
with
different.
a lot of fan games, but yes, I agree.
I think generally, yeah, like, if we didn't mention your game as, like, games that we, in, like, expectations of us being in, like, run for a spotlight, that was a word salad. Hopefully you can untangle it. That doesn't mean that,
If
like,
we didn't
your games
explicitly
aren't good.
name your game is still probably good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that's, like, if you can realize that, like, there's just, I think we're also at a point in the community with this jam specifically, there's, like, not a ton of games released, and a lot of them are very,
Yeah.
very good.
Mhm.
So it's, like, very tough competition, and that is something, like, not only for the jam, like, for the EV Expo as well, very tight.
Yeah.
And so if we don't say your game in our expectation for getting a spotlight, that doesn't mean your game isn't good. That it also is more like, what games do I think, like, the judges will
What
like,
stood out to me in
and
particular.
that's
Also-
why, like, if we want to pivot into the games that actually won, If you had asked me, at least with the games that I've played so far, what 2 games would the judges pick as a spotlight? Just off the top of my head, I think I would have picked these 2 games. I would have expected these 2 games to win. This is the first time I think I've played every single judge winning spotlight game before it's been chosen.
Yeah, I haven't played either of them. I'm playing a little bit of Covenant. I've been playing it at school in preparation for whenever we make a video about that.
I'm surprised we haven't already.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
We also keep saying we're gonna do another, like, guest episode, and,
We've
that hasn't
tried.
happened. We have. I need to reach out to some more people. It's entirely on me for the fact that we haven't gotten another guest episode. Sorry, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the judge picks. We haven't actually explicitly said the 2, so we should probably say it. The 2 that were picked were Pokemon Covenant by Valiant Soul, Ali760, Pi25, and The Fuzz, and Tower of Ashes by the Brawligator and Pikachu Mazinga.
Yeah, and I think, there's a lot of, like, returning, or there's, like, the usual suspects for, like, the jam, and not one of them had a game that actually won a spotlight, which is different. But for those of you who are, like, unfamiliar with these guys, the Pokemon Covenant team is the same team behind Pokemon Rosen, which was a game, I think, in EV Expo 2. That's a really cool game that you guys should all check out if you haven't. It's on my list.
I know what I'll be doing in the future.
Yeah. And Tower of Ashes. I'm not super familiar with Brawligator, but Pikachu Mazinga, aka Maz. Maz is the dev on Starfall, which is yet to be released, but has also worked on games like Phoenix Rising, which is the fan game of all time, I would say. So,
I feel like we could say better words than that for it, but okay.
that saying it's the fan game of all time does not mean it's good or bad. It just means it's the fan game of all time. It is by
most of the
far one
time
the
that's
most
said in
popular.
a negative connotation.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
most of the time that's with a negative connotation.
That's true.
Especially because you guys have talked in the past about how buggy it was for you guys.
Well, yeah, no, that's why I mentioned it, because I think there's, like, excellent elements of that game, and there's some pretty obvious issues with them as well. Not to make this about Phoenix Rising, but yeah, that's why I made that comment.
Well, but honestly, I feel like because of what Covenant is, I really want to know your opinion about Arcade.
I loved Covenant. I'd say, like, yeah, as of right now, my top 3 games in this, or top 4, because I have now finished A Star in the Desert. Top 4 are Berserk, Star in the Desert, Covenant, and Tower of Ashes. I think Covenant is amazing. I love the way, I don't know if I want to name favorites, but Covenant might be my favorite, honestly. Like, it never occurred to me while I was playing the game, but when I went back and I like wrote my little blurb for it, I was like, holy shit, this game is, like, genius, the way they incorporate, the way everything is, like, incorporated and designed from the perspective of the vices. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm sure if we do have our own episode about Covenant, I can talk about it more, but I just think this is a game where, like, you can see, not that other games don't have this, but I feel like it's very, very obvious in this game that, like, every single decision that was made from, like, a game design decision of, like, how can we make this more like the vice that you're currently dealing with.
Definitely.
That was really, really cool. I really
Interesting.
liked it.
And then Tower of Ashes, I'll let you guys talk about. I played like 2 seconds of it and then went, yep, I can't play it. This game isn't for me. That's fine.
I admit to being terrible when it comes to roguelikes and roguelites. Not really not where my skill set lies. So see, like, the fact that I was able to sit there and have so much fun like I did kind of speaks testaments of just like they made it or at least they made it busted in a fun way. That might be the best way to say to say it for me. I was able to have fun in a busted way.
Yeah. This game is
But
just
it was
so
like
fun.
it had so many different elements that I'm not used to when it comes to roguelikes and roguelites that I thought were really interesting and different. Definitely
Yeah.
something well deserved when it comes to what they did, and especially there's a good amount of lore that makes me want to ask more questions of like, we don't know anything about this tower. Who is this person that's over here with Ho-Oh? What's like, does anybody know about this person? Are we just kind of guessing that they're somebody important? Are they from this? Are they from that? Are they just some rando who exists? Or I want to know.
Yeah. I think that like, yeah, it's very like the lore, like the more and more you play, the more runs you do, the more clear that gets, which is really cool. So it does have a little bit of like story drive, not like that much, but it's there. But yeah, I think like tacking on to Ethi, like this is the most fun I've had with the Pokemon gameplay loop mechanic in years. It is so fun. The relic system is fantastic. I don't know, just everything about this game is so fun and so polished, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can't like go and gush and really pick apart the story because there isn't really one, but and I'm not good at picking apart like gameplay mechanics the way I am with stories. So like this is the most fun I've had. The like relic system is super fun. You can like build up your team to be like super busted and stuff. So really fun.
And especially with them having the things where the Pokemon had the types that would change all the time.
Yeah.
That was really it made you really think about your team in a very different way from how you typically do when it's like, oh, I know I'm about to fight Suicune and I better make sure I've got an electric type or a grass type or a... No, you had to just go in and say, all right, somebody hold my hand. We're going with a prayer.
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Alright, well, now that we've talked about the EVXpo leaks, no, they weren't leaks. The EVXpo results. We should
You really wanted to talk about the leaks, huh?
We should talk about the Pokemon leaks.
I sure hope this next TV Expo hasn't leaked yet. Gee. We haven't.
I don't think it has.
I don't think it has either.
I hope not.
You would be one of the ones to know, Cade.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I feel like everyone would be talking about it right now.
Yeah. No, I would.
But yeah, if you somehow aren't aware, I mean, I wasn't until Ethy told me in one of the worst ways possible. Thanks for that, Ethy.
Yeah, no problem. You know, always glad to start a conversation by, hey, next episode, can we please keep this really disturbing topic to a minimum, please?
Yeah.
If you don't know, you know.
I just yeah.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know.
No,
you
if
should
you
keep
don't
it
know,
that
you
way.
know. And you just don't know that you know.
Probably, yeah. I think like overall, we won't comment on like the craziest parts of the leaks.
No.
More so
and we're
because
also not going
No,
to talk about future game
Yeah.
leaks, which also the validity of that is 50-50.
Yeah.
Mainly because I've seen lots of people talk about how the main leaker isn't posting stuff for future games because of like morality. And I've
Yeah.
seen that enough that seems to be real, which means most likely anything about future games is fake. I cannot say that 100% certainty, but also, especially when we're in this insane leak season, take leaks with a grain of salt, because a lot of people can perpetuate fake stuff, and because a lot of true stuff is going around, the fake stuff will kind of be attached with it.
There's only one part of the leaks for, I can't remember if it was Gen 10 or ZA. There was only one thing that I know about the game, and it's about one specific Pokemon that's in it, and that's all I know.
Is it because I talked about it?
I don't
No,
even know
it was
anything about
it was just someone on Twitter said Stunfisk is
Okay.
in the game.
Oh. Yeah,
Like
that's not good.
if that's all it is, then hey, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, no, there's a bit more information specifically about, like, the anime side and movie side. And honestly, this can transition to the most interesting part about the leak that I saw, that I found fascinating, and it was the transcribed meeting discussing the departure of Ash from the anime. And, like, the executives talking about that, how to deal with it, when to talk about it, and, like, all of that. That was so interesting to read. Specifically, they were like, originally they were planning on revealing the news around November, but then they were like, let's not do that in case, because that coincides with the release of Scarlet and Violet back then. Because if there was a huge negative backlash to Ash leaving the anime, it could lead to a movement of like, Pokemon is over, and it could negatively affect the money of Scarlet and Violet if they happen at the same time. So they went, let's not do that. And also, like, originally, the anime was gonna end not really explaining at all what a Pokemon Master is, which, if you don't know, that was kind of established as Ash's goal, and they went, let's not do that, because of fan expectations, and it'd be like if they didn't, like, find the One Piece at the end of One Piece. That was literally what they said.
Interesting.
And, like, just, like, reading through that, it was just so very interesting, and if you haven't read it, I'd honestly recommend it. And it made me respect a lot more about the anime ending than I initially did.
Hell yeah.
That's the only anime leak I think we can talk about, and honestly, that's the only one I care about. Other than that, where the hell do you guys want to start? Because there is so much to talk about. Actually, I have one thing I want to talk about. Have you guys seen the dynamic, like, X and Y camera, like, for the battles?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Why do they not use that? Why are they not using it now?
I'm just gonna guess that they ran out of time. 'Cause there's a lot
but it
of
was
really
there.
cool features that. Yeah, no, I can't defend it either. I think like I don't know what it is, but
My thought was it might have been a hardware issue. Like I wonder
Yeah, but
if
at
it
this
took
point,
too
we're on the
much-
Switch.
Yeah, we're on the Switch now, but at this point, we're with us on the Switch. Like, yeah, they probably could have implemented it for like Galar, but then with like Legends and Scarlet and Violet, we kind of almost already have where we can do that ourselves. Like, it would be nice if it was for like when we're in actual trainer battles, but the rest of it, I don't know.
I mean, yeah. In all honesty, also with the amount of stuff that leaked, it's glad to see that like the Pokemon Company actually like plans shit out and doesn't just make shit up on the fly. So it's totally possible that they knew what was coming in Legends and Scarlet and Violet, and is why they decided against maybe implementing it for Galar. But again, this
Because
is
then
like,
it would have been weird to take it away and then put it right back,
yeah.
like Mega Evolution. I'll be upset about that. I'll be upset about Mega Evolution going away and then coming back like that.
Yeah.
And definitely not because my official design TM has me with my Mega stethoscope, and then Generation 8 comes out. It's like, oh, yeah, that's not in there anymore. Well, it's in my design anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. Other than that, I mean, there are the freaky, like, Pokemon designs that just look straight out of, like, a horror game.
Like the Cacturn one?
Yep.
Oh,
Cacturn one
that
was
was so good.
frightening.
So good.
I'm literally just sitting here, like...
Yeah, I guess I should open them so I can actively
Yeah.
remember them better.
Like, when I saw them, I was... Like, again, it just literally looked straight out of, like, a horror game, not Pokemon. Kind of caught me off guard. I was showing my brother it, and he was like, why isn't this what Pokemon actually is? And I'm like... Because it's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have minded a few more Pokemon that were on the creepy side.
Ooh, I really like the design of this, like, unknown tower creature. Here, I can send it in Host General.
Thank you, because I don't have the link to
This
someone made a
one.
wiki or something.
That's like, oh, I'd send that wiki over if you could find it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, like, that looks so cool. Oh, wait, no, this isn't a visual podcast. Basically, spider monument unknown creature.
It's just that's kind of tough to.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
And I think that's some of that's why they probably couldn't have made it into the game, because the whole monument and everything's a little too detailed for GBA, even DS, I would say. Like, you could probably fit it into Scarlet and Violet and no one would blink or say anything about it. But like, these were supposed to be for like GBA and DS sprites. That just it would have lost a lot of the little details, and then for us to be like in Generation 6, 7, oh, there's all these little details now, but they don't, like, why didn't we have these for the past 10 years or something?
Oh, and then the Mudkip. Oh, what was originally Mudkip? Like the water bunny rabbit.
I love him.
I love how
That
the
looks like
community
Scorbunny,
loves
but
him.
water type.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Oh no! It's not a bad thing. Absolutely not. No.
Oh, and then there was also the leak of, like, the origin, like, the creation of the Pokemon world.
You guys know way more about this than I do. Wait, what?
Wait, you
I don't
haven't
remember.
seen that?
No.
Here, let
I
me
don't think
send
I've seen
it.
that.
Let me send it. Yeah, it was the whole explanation, the whole lore behind how the Pokemon world got
Oh wait, I
created.
think I did see this actually.
Yeah.
I just
Oh,
decided
fuck, not
to
that
not
last
read
one.
it.
That one's a spoiler.
Oh, that one.
I just decided to not read it. Anything that
Oh.
required me to read a lot was not read.
But yeah, we've also now moved into the Gen 6 part of the leaks.
Okay.
With, like, apparently there's only one scrapped Mega in all of Gen 6.
Yeah.
Mega Jinx.
I think that would have been a
Very
really
okay
cool
with
Mega.
this.
Finally getting Jinx the third evolution that it lost compared to like Electivire and Megmortar and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which I think we've kind of known that Mega Jinx was supposed to have existed, because, like, back when Home was released, the people that were doing the data mines were like, oh, hey, why there's something after Jinx, but it's like an alternate form of Jinx. So that data somehow made it all the way from Gen 6 to when we got home.
Kind of crazy that they never deleted the records from the database.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Which also,
These fucking developers.
let's talk
gonna
about
take their
how,
job serious.
like, let's talk about how wild it is that all of this got leaked because one employee clicked on a phishing link.
That's all it takes.
And this is
That's
why.
something that they
This
like,
is
super...
why I have to go through these dumbass phishing security trainings once a quarter at my company because y'all can't not click on a link.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
I
Sorry.
get so many of those working in healthcare, period, especially when it's like when it's HIPAA season. They like if I took a shot for every time that I heard the word phishing when it's time for us to renew our HIPAA training, I would not have a liver.
God.
Oh, and we haven't even mentioned the purple Kiram.
I don't think I've ever seen that. Is that the original? Is that the original one with all?
Yep,
all of them
design for
combined?
Kiram. No, I think that's
the original design for
the
Kiram.
design for Kiram. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I
to be
understand
honest, hot take. This is so much better looking than Kiram.
Yep,
Not even close.
not even close.
Sorry, we need to like get a
Yeah, I don't
PowerPoint
have-
with all these images and like show it on screen or something like that.
Let's see.
But that wouldn't be a podcast anymore, would it?
That's true.
No, then it would just
Very
be a
true.
regular YouTube video.
That needs to be a video.
But we're supposedly on Spotify, so
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's something
We
else
are.
that I mentioned during my
Uh-huh.
solo episode.
We are on Spotify.
During my
Oh,
solo
yeah, all
episode,
the
I'm like,
Gen
oh yeah, we're on
Pink Sprites.
Spotify too.
Technically. Oh yeah, Zafre has already made a resource of the Terra leak. Like,
I was gonna say like someone's gonna get that going right away in terms of resources.
but honestly, the beta Reshiram and Zekrom designs I don't really like. Basically, it's Reshiram and like Zekrom normally, but it's like red highlights for Reshiram and like cyan for Zekrom.
Yeah,
I don't like them. I'm glad those changed.
there's a lot of the beta Gen 5 sprites that I think, I mean, obviously are not as well thought out as like the Gen 3 beta sprites, but yeah, there's a lot of the designs that
Looking
I
at
think
you, Panseer.
were improved.
What do you mean? I like
You mean
chubby
Simisear?
Panseer. I like chubby
yeah, Simisear.
Simisear. I like chubby Simisear.
That and Lipart I think are the only two that I like better.
Yeah. What do you mean, Ethan?
I like Stunfisk more. I
Stunfisk.
wish
Where's
I like
Stunfisk?
right next to Embor
And more. Oh, I see it.
to the left.
Eh,
Like, I
I
don't
feel like he looks too much like Nemo to me with like the blue.
Yeah,
black,
no, I don't
and
know if I agree with that.
Yellow.
That's Dory.
He looks too much like Dory. My bad.
But I don't know. I want more. I like the, I guess, symmetry of how we have Simisear, Simisage, and Simipore.
Yeah,
That
but
is
they all
true.
look the exact same. Like, by making Simisear more chubby, it gives him his own, like, personality.
Yeah,
It
I
makes
think
him unique.
I think for those ones though they were very clearly meant to be like the same thing basically. Which
I
I
saw
don't
them
know
more
if
as,
I
like,
agree
triplet.
with,
I see them more as, like, triplets, where at the beginning they all look identical, but as they grow older, they kind of became, like, the own person and their own identity. That's kind of how I saw it, and why I
I can see
prefer
that.
that.
That's fair.
And then there's the beta Team Galactic sprites where they look like they are surviving on an island. I don't know how else to describe it.
yeah, there's some crazy crazy stuff. One of the things that I do want to say, and I think this is really important for like, if you're gonna get anything from these leaks as like a fan game developer, is do you see how how shit some of these sprites are? Like, and that like it's like an iterative process. Everything is an iterative process. So you have like a base design. Your first sprite's never gonna look that good. You're gonna continue to iterate and improve on the sprite until it's what you actually envision. And
Yeah.
so like, don't be upset because I never learned spriting, but I've tried too many times. Don't be upset like when your first design isn't good.
So honestly, like looking at the Gen 3 beta sprites, like I honestly think a lot of them should have been in Gen 3. I mean,
The
look
Gen
at
3
cast
beta
form.
sprites
Like,
are
I
a
love
lot more
cast form.
like developed, I think, than
Now Lotad
other-
sucks. Lotad and Lombre suck.
They did my boy Lombre and Lotad dirty.
They almost sucked. We would not have Kenny right now if those stayed
Dude,
the way they
Lombre
were.
or Lotad is literally a regional Oddish. You cannot convince me otherwise.
I see it. I don't
They
like.
got rid
I don't
of,
like that
his
you said that.
duck beak. I don't know what else to call it. But like, if you look at cast form, I love how like his whole like form and body changes into the weather.
That is true. I
Yeah.
do like that.
I do like that a little more.
What else is here that like really played all looks about the same? Oh, there's the octopus looking one.
The
Octopus
entire
squid.
peacock.
The peacock. Where's the peacock?
A little bit above the cast forms.
The peacock.
Yeah,
Come
that
on,
one's
that's
super
just a
cool.
peacock though. It
So
just
is
looks like a
Flamigo.
peacock.
Yeah.
Flamigo's
And-
just a
well,
flamingo.
I don't like Flamigo. I don't like Flamigo either for that reason.
Well, you're wrong. You are just
Okay.
wrong. Categorically wrong.
Well, but like if I look at a Pokemon that's a peacock that is more than just a peacock, Sarapavo. From Abstract.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, if you were gonna make a peacock Pokemon, you should have done a little bit more, and that's probably why it, like, again, it probably would have been iterated on if it was actually in the game.
Yeah. And then there's the penguin bowling pin Pokemon that I really like.
Yeah.
There's just too much to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. One thing I do want to mention, this is completely like off topic, I guess, but there were plans for Southern Kalos,
Oh
Like-
yeah, there were.
Yeah, that
Like-
makes me upset.
and this makes me very, very upset because here's my thing. So Pokemon False Order is based on like the city that you go to. Obviously, False Order is an absolutely atrocious game. Don't play it. But the city that it's based on is Monaco, which is in the south of France. And there's literally a city right around kind of the area that Monaco would be at. And then
Hey, you predicted it.
what?
Hey, you predicted it.
Kind of, sure.
Damn.
But then not only that, Hunter and Raymond was based on the location. It was very loosely, not because like I wanted to do so much more with Hunter and Raymond originally, but it was loosely based on the Isle of Man, and I think there's a few like flavor text things in there that hint at it. There's a goddamn DLC for Galar called the Isle of Armor. So I don't know what was in me, but I had 2 locations in
We're
Pokemon
cooking.
predicted before Pokemon released them. So that's all I'm saying.
Cool.
I don't know. Oh, the like the original designs of like the Gen 1 Megas are pretty cool as well.
Wait,
Blastoise
there
is-
are others? I've only seen
Oh
Blastoise.
yeah, no. There's others. Let me see if I can
Oh
find
yeah.
them.
Oh, there's also the different designs for Florges, which I like the design for Florges. I also love the alternate design, like the original. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you?
Not
yes,
for
I have.
Gorgeous.
I mean, that would be a really cool like regional Florges, basically.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I think like what they were trying to
Ooh.
do with what they were trying to do with Florges is probably like the final version is way better. But that's still like a really cool regional
probably.
thing.
Wait. They were gonna do another chameleon Pokemon in X and Y.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
No, I almost said spoiled something.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you guys know about it. I've shown it on the
Oh,
Discord
here we go.
server.
Now I gotta go back through the Discord server. What have we talked about?
There. Those are the
Uh,
There's also a leak that came out today.
I don't like
there's,
the Charizard one.
there's just so much to like talk about, so we're gonna probably miss a lot of stuff that we could otherwise talk about. But like, there's also like something came out today of the original plans for like the Kalos power plant, and it was actually going to be way more than just one fucking room.
Well, obviously.
Which would have been so cool. So like,
Max was gonna.
oh yeah, I saw
Max
that
was
too.
gonna be an ORAS. I
Yeah.
understand why they didn't put him in ORAS. I still think it would have been nice.
Actually, wait, no, that's not the Charizard. Or maybe there's two different Charizard ones. Like, yeah, Flamigo was originally planned for Gen 6 too. I think.
I like that Flamigo Pokemon better. It's like
Yes, it
more
has
of a
more character.
Pokemon. Yeah.
But
Um.
I guess like a general point I want to make on these leaks is like, these leaks are like great like starting points. Like, I think it would be so cool for people to create fan games based on like a single idea for these leaks. So like, for example, you've got the power plant. Like, make a Kalos power plant like game that just focuses on the power plant, or like stuff like that. And I think these are like really good like jam game ideas, because they're just little bite-sized ideas that you can take and expand upon. And I really think that like people should take these ideas and run with it. I highly like recommend, like, if you're struggling for ideas, definitely like go look for
Yeah,
look through
and honestly, with DDPC and like the nature of kind of DDLC being a little fourth wall breaking up, I'm like, how can I incorporate the leaks into it somehow?
good luck with that.
I want to.
That seems like it'd be
I don't
kinda
know how.
difficult.
I don't know how, but
I mean, just
Not
like
too
with
difficult.
previous, like when oh, what was it?
I mean,
the
probably
Space
just
World-
have it as like those leaked Pokemon are in the game, and Monica
Yeah.
just explained like, oh yeah, these were in the like folder, but they weren't used anywhere, so I just put them in the wild.
There
Yeah,
you go.
like, stuff like that.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like that's an easy way to do it. Oh yeah, speaking of DDPC, with the plans of the ending, I'm gonna stretch the definition of a Pokemon game as much as I can until it's not a Pokemon game anymore. Anyways, back to the leak.
Interesting.
There is so much to talk about that I'm just like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm on ADHD mode in this episode.
There
just
Hey,
is
cannot
that's me every day.
concentrate. Oh my god, there are so much here that I haven't seen.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it is
What the hell?
insane to like just try and peer through all this stuff. Yep.
I
don't know
just
what
saw
he
the
just saw.
Lunicolo. I just saw the Lunicolo. I need to post this. Look at the beta version.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, the fuck?
That looks so bad. Just use your imagination, guys. Think of like,
Or you could go find the leaks yourself.
or that.
Yeah.
Honestly, well, nah. I was gonna say I'll put this website in the description so you can look for stuff, but that's a bit risky.
Yeah.
That is a little risky.
You know where to look. You know where to look. Ooh, the shift tree
It
design.
took me like 30 seconds on Google.
Yeah.
The shift tree looks pretty cool. It's basically like more of a shadowy creature with like a wooden mask.
Yeah,
that-
more
that-
Tengu.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that we didn't get the Yeti with the
Why
foot
not?
mouth.
Oh no.
I think that's
no.
hilarious. That would be so funny.
Okay, on one hand,
Cade.
it's funny. On the other hand, we'd get a ton of
Oh wait. Oh no. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Never
Yeah.
mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
and
even
we already got
suggested it.
enough of that with this leak.
That's true. God damn. Why can I never trust the Pokemon community to be mature for one moment? Like,
I mean, it's literally a game made for kids, but
Typhlosion.
okay. Okay. Anyways. Yeah.
Wait.
You
what is
guys,
this
I'm pointing right at my
Altaria?
camera. You guys are the reason we can't talk about everything that happened in these leaks.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I would feel a bit better with us three if Tom was here. Oh my god.
Tom would have already started an entire argument about like
Tom's already started trying to defend it and be like,
yeah.
Actually, guys. Which to
Calling
some
my
degree he
media
has some
literacy.
points. To some degree he has some points. But also, because basically, I'm gonna try to, walk on this tightrope. But, like, if you don't know, there were some lore leaks. I'm not gonna talk about what were in them. But basically, they are just, like, Japanese mythology, like, lore, repurposed into Pokemon. Which, if you know Japan, they got some wild stuff over there. But, like, not all of that works one-to-one translation into Pokemon, and that's more the problem.
If you
I
know,
feel.
you know.
Yeah,
And if you don't know,
you know.
good. If you don't know, keep it that way.
Yeah. I used to not know. I was having fun with Homecoming. And then I was like, guys, there's so much going on in the community. I didn't know about the leaks yet. How are we going to talk about this in a single episode? And Ethan was like, we are not going to talk about Bleep. And I'm like, what?
I was literally at the same time. I was literally in the same, like, at the wedding. I was like,
I thought you knew. I thought that's what you were talking about.
No, I was just like, there was Homecoming recently, and TDPC's been making progress, and, like, the vote's coming out. I'm like, there's so much we have to talk about. Apparently, there was a Terra leak, too.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't know about.
Crazy.
And that was the first thing I learned about it. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have started with this thing that kind of makes me think of Tropius, but more spiky.
He
I don't
looks
know
more
what
like
that
grass-based. Looks
Yeah.
more grass-based. Its legs freak me out.
This
I
thing
can't
looks
explain
more
why.
like Cacturn, but I know it's not Cacturn because there's a different one of these that's Cacturn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they don't
I
make
can see
art like that. Honestly, that style of art creeps me out.
Valid.
It doesn't fit Pokemon, but I like it.
Yeah.
That's also true. It doesn't fit Pokemon.
Oh god, no. Not at all. And there's also been lots of talks about, like, the planned kind of, like, Mew 3, which I kind of believe, just based off the fact if we look at the anime movies, Mega Mewtwo Y debuted first in a black and white movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is very freaking odd, and I think it's because that design was originally in mind with, like, Gen 5, but it was, like, some scrap content they repurposed into a Mega Evolution. If I understand everything correctly.
I'd have to find it.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Which is also just kind of wild that that was gonna happen, but you know.
Yeah.
What the hell are you? Are you like a frisbee fish? I don't know how else to describe this. And then like a frisbee fish.
It makes me think of a rudder.
Yes.
Or like
okay, that's better.
Maybe
That's
not a
better
rudder, but like
description.
what is it? Like on the back of a boat
Mm.
where you've got the motor and then
This
Yeah.
fella. I love
so
this
cute.
fella. He's like a
looks
little
like
like peanut dinosaur. I don't know how else to describe it.
like if Breloom were merged with a peanut
Yes, and I love
and
him.
yellow, a little more
I
yellow.
love him. Oh wait, I've never seen this before. I've actually not seen a lot of this before today.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that
seeing
one's-
some of
looks super
some
cool.
of this stuff is new to me.
Like, there's just so much that honestly, I'm not too mad that this leak happened because I'm glad I get to know about this. Also,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be great if some of the stuff didn't get leaked? Yes. Wouldn't it have been great if personal information of employees did not get leaked? Yes.
Yes. However, I am
We
glad
did
this
get some
leak
good stuff
happened.
out of it.
Yeah.
Not even because of like how the content came out, more so because this might sound mean, but kind of a fuck you to Pokemon and Nintendo. Like, I truly believe they kind of deserve it. Not the employees, but the company.
Yeah. Mainly because they've been rushing deadlines too much.
They've been
and
rushing
whatnot.
deadlines. They're putting out like they're putting out lawsuits that should really have no legal standing at all. And you know, they've always kind of been like this, you know? Like
Yeah.
we love Pokemon in the fan game scene, but we also hate them. And I think it's very
Yeah.
deserved, personally.
Oh,
If I get heat for it, bring it on. I don't care.
There was
Yeah,
also
it's-
originally plans I saw with like Gen 3 of having the animated sprites before they moved that idea to Gen 5. Which, like, if that happened,
I mean,
think of the ramifications.
well,
Oh,
I
no. Bye-bye poster. Okay.
rip.
Oh,
I think
My
it
whole
is more
backdrop
like
just fell apart. That's great.
I think it's more like how the fuck can you fit animated sprites into a GBA cartridge?
Yeah, and I think that's why they didn't do it.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's just so many leaks that like it's impossible to like to talk about all of them. So like
Oh, no.
you know,
Yeah.
if we haven't talked about like your favorite leak, like put it in the comments along with the one side quest that I'm talking about if you've played Tengai before. And yeah, maybe we'll talk about
Oh.
some other highlights next week if there's more interesting stuff that comes out.
Actually, one last thing I do want to say, because I know I kind of have this, like, I don't know, like, reputation of being like a hater who hates everything he watches and doesn't like anything. So, because I have that reputation, I want to share something I've been watching recently that I really like.
Oh.
What is that?
Ethan, you
Wolf
know
liking
about it.
things?
It's I know it's crazy. I don't really talk about this on the podcast that much, but there's an anime I've been watching. It's on Netflix, sadly, which means nobody gets to hear about it. But it's Blue Box. It's basically a sports romance anime. But I don't know why, it just captures this very, like, youthful, fun vibe that I just can't, like, be hard-headed or critical. I just have fun. I really like character interactions. There are some moments that are a little cheesy, but I mean, overall, I really like it. So yeah, if you want an anime recommendation, I guess, go check out Blue Box. Give it an episode.
Hell yeah.
Alright, anyone have any weird facts that don't have to do with the leak? To end off the episode?
Have
No,
one, but
don't
I
think so.
What is it? I'm a little scared, but
I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know. Men can lactate.
oh yeah, you've told me that before.
I don't know what I've told people, so yeah, men can lactate. That's why we still have nipples. Because we were given the anatomy to lactate if depending on how our chromosomes worked when we were in the womb.
Anyways, yeah, this was the. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. Honestly, there's even more I want to talk about, but we got other stuff to do. So
Yeah,
we'll
this is
probably
gonna be
continue.
on the longer side.
Yeah, we'll probably continue talking about the leaks as time goes on a little bit more. Not some aspects, obviously, but like just and stuff is still coming out somehow. So there may be even more stuff to talk about when it comes to the leaks that we don't know now. Oh my god, I just saw this one scrap fake mon that I'm so glad got scrapped because of the obscene content that would have happened with it. Anyways,
Oh yeah, nope. That's another one that goes in the same boat as the
foot one.
The
Yep.
foot guy. Yeah.
but yeah, stay safe out there on the internet, everyone. Go
Please.
check out all our Blue Sky accounts. And just have a great time. If you're still here watching us, I don't know, comment about.
That's not
Yes.
a spoiler or weird shit.
Yes.
If it
What
is the
was-
weird shit, well, get help. Please seek help.
Yes. Yeah, well, what was most interesting to you? Alright, well. I don't know how
Bye.
to close on off. Bye.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening. I'm sorry.